record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Liam. How are you?
Liam, nice meeting you. You don't need to be so fast. Okay, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Alright, let's get this started here.
All right. Aren't you supposed to ask me a question?
Alright, so Liam, so let's hit start. Alright, so
It says you're supposed to ask me a question and then you start.
yeah. Alright, Liam, so let's talk about what are we going to do about the information. Let me know what kind of information do we need to gather from our customer, and what's the plan on how to obtain that information.
So the information that we need is whether or not the customers in our system, their phone numbers are a landline or a mobile telephone.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that is important is because these mobile telephones are much easier to reach than these landlines. And landlines can be unreliable and people don't have access to them as much of the time. For example, when someone is at work in the office, they have a mobile phone, but they don't usually use their landline at work, do they? So it's important that we have that information. And so the nature of information is really that it needs to be tidy, it needs to be correct, it needs to be clarified. So we need to reach out to these customers and see, is this information correct? And the way that I would do that is, since we email their bills, we mail their bills to them, we can use that resource that we already have in order to tell them, hey, fill out this form that we emailed to you. And by doing that, we efficiently are able to obtain this information about whether they have a landline or a mobile telephone with us. And if they don't, they can fill out that form, give us their mobile telephone and their landline telephone if necessary. And then all of a sudden we have this information at our hands and we barely had to do anything.
Okay. So why is it important? We plan to text these customers using information about the bill
to remind them
about the bill. But do we need to give them ability to opt out? What if they don't want to be reminded? Use text.
Well, we do give them that option, and I think that's also important because we want to make sure these customers are happy. They don't opt out just because we wanted to get their information. But sometimes, if someone exceeds their bill time by many times, and they get penalized several times, we tell them, okay, sometimes it's in your best interest to give us your information, allow us to remind you so that you're not paying all these late fees. So we just remind them that it is in their best interest to have these reminders, and yeah.
Okay. Alright, then, so if we do have the cell phone number and we're sending them about bill, what do you think? What else can we send them using their phone number?
Well, there's just so much opportunity in there, and it does take some time to make sure that you're not being a little sleazy. That's a bad word for it. I'm taking a little minute to think about this. You turn the timer back on. So with their mobile phone numbers, there's so much potential in what we could do with that. And
I mean, we send them bill, right? What information do you think they want to know?
If there are issues with their landlines or
utility.
Shit, yeah. I need to memorize what we are. I should probably write that down on here. So since we're a utilities company, there are issues with our operations, and these customers deserve to know if something is happening to them, say something is down or...
Oh, you mean if there's bad water and tell them not to use water, we can send them a text, hey...
Yes, because sometimes we need to reach these people urgently, as quick as possible. If there's bacteria in the water, that could be dangerous, and they need to know immediately. So we could call them using their landlines, but sometimes their landlines don't work, or they've shut them off. If we have their mobile phone numbers, then we're pretty much guaranteed to reach them and make sure that they know that their water is not safe.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Okay. So the main issue of this and why we wanted to obtain these mobile phone numbers rather than the landlines was that these customers or some customers were not paying their bills on time. So if this continues to happen, and if they do not fill out the form to give us their mobile phone number, we have to keep reaching out to them, and that continued outreach is really important because these people are really stubborn. I mean, I've worked jobs before where people do not answer their phones. We sent them many reminders, and they do not cooperate with us. So that continued outreach to them to make sure we're obtaining this information is extremely important.
Okay. Is that all you have to present?
I think so. I think I want it to be longer than 5 minutes, but I don't really know what else to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your
Right.
for the information.
Yep, you too.
We'll take a look and we'll let you know.
Thank you for your time. It was an honor meeting with you.
Well, I'm not a role play anymore. Okay, let's just